chat right now. We got
different. So there's a lot of sound, there's a lot of noise.
Why is everybody in slow motion?
Without further ado, let's bring on Chris. Further ado. But without further ado, let's bring on Lori. It's the last Friday of August. I just thought about that. Yeah, time is flying. It's like, I don't know, the year just started and then it disappeared. And summer was so exciting and then it lasted for a couple of days and then it's over. Especially here in Canada. Right. And then we're going to have a very long winter. It's always like that. Yeah. Who would choose to build a country here, guys? Anyways, we got a good country. It's beautiful during the summer. It's Friday Live. It is a Friday Live. It is the last one of August. It is the last one before the next GGC submission deadline. So if you're slacking on that, get it in. We have
one more day.
Yeah,
one more day for that one. All you need is to do a submission like you did last month. And if this is your last submission because you're harvesting already, then you have to follow the submission guidelines for the final submission. Make sure that you get all your measurements in there to make sure that we can actually see the size of your plant, the size of your buds, the consistency of your buds, the training that you did, as well as the size of your root ball. So just make sure. Oh yeah, go for it. Just make sure to. There we go. That's much better. So yeah, guys, just make sure to get that
submission in.
Yeah.
But this isn't the GGC show. This is the Friday Live. So we're going to have a few Gromies on later, hopefully, to check out your plants. We're going to check out two of H's plants here, flowering, and your GGC plant as well. So exciting show again for this last Friday of August.
Yeah, I know. Those plants are getting close to harvest, and I can't wait. I don't know where I'm going to hang them because I have all of my hanging drying plants that have never been trimmed.
You're going to have to move them closer together or come up with a solution.
Or I'll just have to trim them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the most...
that would be the traditional method.
That would be the traditional method.
So for those of you who are confused, H hangs his plants fully not trimmed and picks off one bud at a time when he's ready for it. So interesting technique. It's 60 degrees relative humidity down here. So that's perfect curing range.
That's right.
So why not?
It only fluctuates between 55% and 60% relative humidity. So it's exactly what you want to have your jars at. And these buds, every time I pick them out, they are still fluffy. There's no crunchiness to them.
Have you found that you've lost some of the terps and the smell because they haven't been contained? Or
that could have been a factor, yes. But I feel like the amount is only superficial because you only lose the terpenes that can evaporate there. But then you have everything else trapped. And the fact that it's not trimmed yet means the terpenes are trapped. So every time I pick off a bud and I'm removing a couple of those dried out fen leaves, I get a lot of that smell already because the terpenes are starting to come out. And then when I grind that, there's a lot of smell. The terpenes are definitely still in there. Now, maybe 5 or 10% difference in the jar, but that's even hard to tell when you're consuming it at that point.
Yeah. So we've got a few things planned for you guys today, including a giveaway at the end, as always. I'm seeing some people in the chat, so thank you guys for being here and choosing us to get your Friday of a long weekend started.
That's right.
Labor Day Monday coming up, Croptoberfest coming up. Friends in the chat are saying, don't forget to hit that like button. We appreciate you guys. Somebody also mentioned, don't forget to click the link that will pop up in a bit. And I think, why not get that out early?
Yeah, let's just get that
you guys
out.
can hang out in the backstage. But at least we'll know who's going to come on. So I'm going to get the link ready to go right now. Keep in mind, if you join right now, you probably won't be on the screen for another 15, maybe 20 minutes. But
at least you get your spot in the queue and you can just hang back there and wait, and then we'll get you in first.
Yeah.
Would love to see some progress on some of your guys' plants as well. That we've been seeing, the GGC plants, the plants you guys have been growing outdoors and indoors as well. It's always nice to see progress.
Yeah, man. Friday is high day.
And it's getting cold out there already. Like, I go out for a nice joint in the mornings, and then
it's always been, just wearing this and shorts, but now I've got to wear a sweater. And
Well,
pants.
it's like that weird time where it's like sweater and shorts in the morning, but then by the afternoon, you don't
gets
even want
really
to
hot.
look at that sweater, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, why did I even need this?
Then
So-
you need shorts and a t-shirt. That's right.
Yeah.
And then the evening comes and it's back to sweater again.
For those of you who follow us on Facebook, you may have seen H's purple plant from 2022 floating around. It was posted to 420 plants, and then
That's
another
right.
one today, like big accounts.
Should we pull it up? Can we?
Yeah, actually, I can
let's
pull it up.
actually pull that. Plant
So
up.
yeah, this H, tell us about this grow, and I think that temperature may have contributed to how purple it got, but you can tell them if that's what you agree with as well.
Yeah, so this plant that Kurt's going to show you guys here that is getting shared around, I grew it outdoors 2 years ago. It was a Girl Scout cookies from Seedsman, and it turned out very purple because it started getting cold. And the thing is, it didn't turn into flower until the end of August. So then it was August, September, October, November. It was still in the flowering stage. And then it started getting frost some nights because it was so cold already. But the buds were not even near completion. And I ended up having to just harvest it pretty much shortly after the stage here. There we go. Curt has the plant right on the screen. You guys might have seen this plant actually around the internet with a few different accounts. I don't know, it's just getting passed around, and we realized it was our own plant. But hey, props to growing nicely well-trained plants outdoors. But unfortunately, the final result here of this plant, guys, was that I had to just make everything into hash, and I got a bit like 15 grams of hash, but it wasn't nearly as much as the pound I was expecting, pound and a half that I was expecting out of that plant.
The color itself was beautiful. We got some beautiful shots out of it, but yeah, it got hit with frost a little bit too early. Didn't get those amber trikes that we always hope for.
Yeah, well, excuse me, that's the problem with long flowering photo
Right,
periods.
that was the lesson we learned.
That's right.
Yeah.
So long flowering photo periods, they usually come from more tropical climates, like closer to the equator, where the days don't really change. It's always like a 12-hour day, 12-hour night, and then they end up flowering and having that longer cycle to be able to finish. But when it comes up north, like where we are, you go from short, like long days to short days to really cold days very quickly. So plant that has a really long flowering cycle, like the Girl Scout cookies, I think it's like 10, 11, 12 weeks. It doesn't have time to finish.
That was a Fruity Pebbles OG, though, wasn't it?
Was it Fruity Pebbles OG? Maybe it was a Fruity Pebbles OG.
I'm pretty sure it was Fruity Pebbles
Maybe it was
OG.
Fruity Pebbles OG.
That's what I've been telling everybody.
Okay, I think you're right. I think you're
Yeah.
right. Girl Scout cookies was probably the one that I grew last year. This year I didn't grow any plants because that same spot that I grew that plant. Last year I grew another plant in there, and it didn't work out either because what I learned was that during the early stage of the season, the way that the roof of my place is here is that it just covers, it allows for a lot of sun to come through, but then as soon as the days get a little bit shorter, the sun hides, and it goes from getting a lot of light to getting short days and very little light when it needs that light to be strongest, right? So the plants just can't finish. Last year, they didn't finish properly either. So this year, I decided just not to grow any plants at the Bud Trainer headquarters here, outdoors. However, indoors, we always have a number of them. In fact, maybe we can have a look at those plants and how they're doing. What do we have in the chat here? Do we have?
Yeah, let's check in the chat before we go check out your plants. We've got people hanging out and chatting with each other, which we absolutely love. H, how is the dry down from last week going? The buds Curt gave you.
Oh yeah, it's great. We actually already consumed some, and they smell really good. And these buds are so dense, I have a hard time even closing my grinder after I put some.
Oh, appreciate that.
On it. Yeah, it's very.
I was
nice.
telling H before I got here that this particular strain, which is Ice Dream Cake from Seedsman, is giving me personally some short-term memory loss and just knocking me out of conscious reality. I meal prepped some this pasta dish so that I don't have to make it every day and can eat lunch pretty much in 10 minutes throughout the week. And today I decided to grab my big container full of all that meal prep and then grab another meal prep sized bowl, fill that half and half, put the other one in the fridge, came back to eat this like mega portion of pasta, and then I realized I've been smoking too much ice dream cake. So
Well, for me, I had it first thing yesterday, and I usually am a bit more stressed out in the morning, just kind of like more worried and, just, gotta get it, quick. And yeah, that just made me feel like super relaxed. And it was great. I just kind of like went right into it and went into a great flow. And I quite enjoyed it. So I've been using it sparingly because, as you know, I have other options and they don't go bad over here. So once I need a good hit, then I'm going for that ice cream cake.
Yeah, I finally
which
finished.
yielded 14
Yes,
ounces.
I was just gonna get to. I finished trimming this thing because I don't do this new method H is trying out, and smashed my last record. It was a 14-ounce plant. It did have shout out to Athena and ProMix. I grew it in peat moss for the first time. Also cheated a bit.
Because I started that
veg
plant.
it. Yeah,
That's
so.
right.
For those of you who were last week, I gifted H with a full branch as a thank you for giving me his veg plant that he didn't have room for. I was going to take a break on the indoor growing this summer just because I had enough stock, so I thought. Ran through that stuff pretty quickly, so I'm glad I did get it from you. But yeah, this thing was in my basement grow room all by itself, had a commercial light pretty much all to itself. Vegged it even a bit longer than you did because I'm stubborn like that and wanted to, and built like a mini scrog trellis system to support the buds because I knew it was going to be something that was just going to flop over right away. And 14 ounces, people.
That's how much you get out of like 4 or 5 plants.
Dude, I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street, where he's like, I made $50 million last year, and it really pissed me off because I was $2 million short of $1 million a week.
Yeah, right.
I was 2 ounces short of a pound off one plant.
So close.
That was really fun. But anyways,
so that was your biggest grow.
Yeah, by far. I mean, I had the 2 LA Confidentials that I vegged forever and did a main line on last year, and those I think were 6 and 8 ounces respectively.
Okay, right.
Very massive buds, and like that main line, like just lollipopped it really nicely. So they were like it stacked super well. Like each branch had this much bud range that was all super thick.
Yeah.
So I still have a nice bag of that stuff, and that's my go-to stuff. Doesn't give me the amnesia that this ice cream cake's been giving me.
Oh yeah, I saw it's a massive bag.
Yeah,
you filled out an entire.
It was a half-pound Grove bag, which there's conflicting stories about Grove bags. We don't hate anybody, and we get them at trade shows and stuff like that. It's much nicer than a Ziploc bag, so I'll just leave it at that. Whether it works for keeping humidity at certain levels.
That's right. Everybody has their method, Either you hang your plants or you put them in grow bags or jars, whatever you like, right? What do you guys do? Actually, I'm curious what you guys do for your curing. And there's now those curing devices, Cure Puck, I saw, and I think that what is the one that does the drying?
Canatrol.
I'm pretty sure it also does the curing stage, if I'm not mistaken. Growth bags as well.
I love my grow bags, and then the jars for months. Yeah, like we still love our glass jars.
Yeah, jars.
Well,
I have
guess
my
doesn't.
jars. Yeah,
doesn't use them as much.
Well, I used to use them. I still have some of my. The only thing I have left in a jar right now are these massive buds of a limoncello. It still smells like.
See that experience right there, though.
Check that out.
This is why a mason jar is nice. You get that nice pop, the smell, just like
nice big buds, and they smell amazing. Each one of these buds is like an eighth of an ounce.
Just limoncello haze.
Yeah. And this is a great daytime. Like you smoke this and you're like wired, and that's why I only keep this for.
But it does remind me of. I don't know if you ever had to drink limoncello before, but it does remind me of that smell. It's an alcohol.
Okay.
I believe maybe it's also named after something else.
Lemon haze is a very popular strain. This is a limoncello haze. I wonder what are the similarities between the two, but it's really good. So
Barbed Wire. One sec. Barbed Wire says she's got 8 glass jars,
nice.
And we saw her plants this year, so I think she's probably going to need more.
Oh, you're definitely going to need more. Yeah,
you're going to need a bigger.
But these jars are not super expensive. They sell at Walmart. They sell anywhere. Like
You can get a pack of 12 for like $30.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
like of the bigger ones. But yeah. Anyways, let's get to H's plants. We did a quick video walkthrough.
And after that, we're going to do a transplant because the plant that Curt started for me, the Purple Punch, is ready for that. I actually already topped it, which is something that we do after transplanting. Transplanting should have been last week, but we kind of I missed that. So we're going to transplant it this week, 1 week late, but I've already topped it, and we'll show you guys.
Let's stop teasing this video.
Okay. All right, guys. First of all, we're going to do a quick check-in on my Global Grow Cup plant. I am not competing. I'm just growing along, and I am quite proud of the result that I have right here. This plant is being trained with a bud trainer method. So we topped it above the 5th node and left 4 nodes behind, removing the first one. Of that, we got 8 branches. Then we topped a couple of those branches again, and all of the others just grew up. Now, this plant has set all the buds. It's not growing in height anymore. It's just putting on that thickness. We did a heavy defull here at the bottom and left the top 18 inches or so. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how these buds turn out. Honestly, my leaves, they're starting to go a little bit yellowish, and there's nothing really I can do about that because the runoff hardly comes out at the bottom because there's so many roots. There's no water going through the plant. It just stays pooled at the very top. So been having a little issue with that. It's been feeding it every hour, and there's still no water coming out of the bottom. But I think it'll be all right. Ultimately, those roots are sucking up everything that they can. And over here, what we have is 2 flowering plants, not in the cups, but that are about 3 to 4 weeks from harvest. This one here is a blue dream. This one here, I always forget the name, Gorilla Jealousy. So I'm guessing it's a mix of Gorilla Glue and something else. And they're doing great. This one here is already quite mature at the top. All of the pistils are brown, and the Blue Dream at the back is still huge. It's huge. The buds are massive, as we can see, and it's still, though, I'd say 80% white, which means it still has a little bit to go. Blue Dream is a late flowering strain, and if we look at the stalk structures on these plants, they were both trained with the bud trainer method. Here we had to remove 1 or 2 branches that didn't quite make it to the top of the canopy, but this Gorilla Jealousy did make it all the way. It has pretty dense but small buds, the Gorilla Jealousy, and they're being...
It's not your cleanest lollipopping job.
No, it is not the cleanest lollipopping job. I mean, this one here could have gone a little bit lower, and especially because I didn't expect them to keep growing so tall when we cleaned them up. The Blue Dream grew another foot once I thought it was going to stop growing, but...
And that's a 2x3. Right?
That's a 2x4 tent here, yeah. So I could have literally grown each of these plants in a 2x4 alone and spread them out, and they would have gotten much better. But they're a little squished over there. We'll see what comes out, but I'm pretty happy with the results.
Alrighty, well, let's get back to the live.
Let's get back to the live.
We're muted. Go ahead.
Oh, there we go. We were muted. So those are my plants just over here behind us, guys. We decided to do that instead of flipping the camera and making a mess like we've been doing before. And now we are going to do this transplant live here. Curt, maybe you can put the camera up just a tiny little bit for us, please.
Higher.
So, yeah. So what we have here, guys, is the Purple Punch that Curt started for me in the AC Infinity Dome that they sent us. I have never popped these roots yet. I should have transplanted it last week, but I didn't have the time. So now I'm going to be popping the bottom here. We're going to be transplanting it into the bud pots. I got some Pro Mix Connect here, some mycorrhizal fungi that we're going to put around the roots. And once it's done, I'm going to do some watering, and this plant's going to be ready to go for the next, for the rest of its life until I harvest it. So let's have a look. I just popped to the bottom here. Now this is a very strong stem, so I'm just going to pick it up by the stem. As we can see here, there are already tons of roots that started forming. That's why it's a little bit too late already. Ideally, you don't want to get it that many roots, but the beauty about the bud cups is they don't let those roots form at the bottom there, so they only keep developing throughout the root ball. So I'm going to put this little seedling here for now. I'm going to open up a hole about the same size, a little bit deeper, so that we can actually get a little bit lower inside of the bud pots, and the stem, which is already a bit long, is going to be more on par with the sides of the bud pods. Okay, now I'm going to get some of this Pro Mix Connect, and I'm just going to sprinkle it around. Just a very thin layer. As long as there's a little bit, that means there's spores in there that are going to be then going into your roots. Oh, that was too much. And that are going to spread out, and they'll spread to the whole root system. And then every new root that grows is going to have some mycorrhizal fungi. And mycorrhizal fungi, for those of you who don't know, what it does to your roots is that it actually helps your roots pull in nutrients more easily. And what the fungi gets in exchange is a little bit of sugar from your plant. But when you do the math, the amount of nutrients that the fungi pulls for the plant ends up being so much that it makes the math worth it, in that it produces a lot more sugars so that it can give some of those off to the fungi. So that's really what mycorrhizal fungi does. It just helps your plants pull more nutrients in and absorb them. So we put some Pro Mix Connect here. We love using Pro Mix Connect and their soil, their HP, and also the cocoa that Curtis uses. So I'm going to put my bud
They have
cups away
block
for washing.
cocoa actually right now. They have blocks of cocoa that expand. I think Troy used the.
Oh, right on.
Use
Yeah,
that cocoa.
those blocks are great for shipping. So now I'm going to just water here, guys, with some of Athena's veg mix, which I prepared before this. It's right now at an EC of, I believe, 1.6 or 1.8.
1.6 to 1.8. I don't know if you guys saw the GGC follow-up or I guess submission live last week, but we played a little video with some guys from or JJ from Athena, rather. Very interesting. He was talking about how they do feed at a 3.0 EC during flower with that Pro line, and very interesting stuff. I'll probably post that full interview shortly for you guys as well.
Yeah, that's a very high EC there. I mean, if you're getting runoff every time you water, then I think it's totally fine. But it's kind of risky if you're not getting runoff and you're just watering your plants and letting that water sit. So that's about it here, guys. Just got a little bit of a mess. And all I have to do now is finish watering this plant here, and it's going to be ready to go for the next week or so until it's time for us to start training these branches here with the bud clips and the bud huggers. Then it's going to go a little bit longer, and we're going to flower it. And I think this strain here, which is our Purple Punch, is going to be 8 or 9 weeks during the flowering stage. So cool. I'm excited to see what turns out of it.
Why don't we play a little tea break while we clean up and transition to the show off?
Perfect. That's
All
a great idea. Let's.
All right, not our most exciting tea break for us, but I hope you enjoyed that. What a nice little segue video to have.
That's right. Yeah,
in the
guys.
background.
And hey, that's how we like to transplant. You know, the bud cups make it super easy, no mess. As everybody saw, just pop that bottom, pull that plant up, and off we go. The root formation on them is excellent because you don't get anything forming and like just getting bound up at the bottom, right, and then rot and so on. So those roots were super healthy. Now that transplant could have happened a week or two ago, but better late than never. And now that plant is off to a happy start because we gave it some mycorrhizal fungi that's going to go all over those roots now, and it's going to make sure that it covers all of that bud pot area, you know, all of that volume that is filled now with our Pro Mix HP.
That mycorrhizae fungi is one of those products that may sound like a bro science thing, but it's one of those you'll see a big difference, I think, for your plant if you start
That's right,
using it.
and mycorrhizal fungi is used on most crops. Like there's a wide variety of types of mycorrhizal fungi of different strains that go better with different roots, but it's widely used in industry, not just in cannabis. It's old technology, you could call it, but old biotechnology, you know, because that's really what mycorrhizal fungi is. And there's a lot of commercial growers that use it too because they know that the cost of using it for the yield they get is worth it.
Yeah. Very cool. We have Nicholas Bean and barbed wire in the back. So, Nicholas, if you want to show me a plant on your screen, I'll bring you on first because you were here first. And then I'll give you a second here because it's been a little while. But I see some plants. So
let's do it.
Let's bring you on.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, great. Do you mind just rotating your camera
Yeah.
to horizontal? Yeah, perfect.
There we go. Nice.
Hey, so as you guys can tell, I did overshoot a little bit just with the stretch on these plants. It's a cultivar I haven't grown yet, so just learning it. You can see your bud clips in there. Trying to
Nice.
control the height. I had to go away a couple times for some family emergencies, and things got a little out of control. But you know, I think the canopy's pretty even. I might be a little close to the lights, but I don't know. They seem happy, so until they tell me otherwise, I'm not going to mess with it.
Yeah, they look beautiful. It looks like you got
Yeah.
training done very early in veg as well as closer to the flower stage to, you know, avoid that.
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
so I
important is
mean,
you covered it.
pardon?
What's important is that you cover that whole canopy, and sometimes, you know, plants go a little bit stretchy. It means you could have flowered a little earlier.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you still covered it, and all that matters is that you have that top just full of buds. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
This is just 3 plants. I have an empty pot here. I had an autoflower. I wanted to try them out, and I was really pleasantly surprised with this Mephisto that I grew. It was like 4 feet tall and just sticky. So I was really stoked on it, and yeah, I just did a little cleanup. We're on day 24. This is a triploid. It's one of those like
Oh, right.
triploids that everyone's talking about, the OG. So I think I'm around day 24. I took him into flower slowly over about 2 weeks. Like I, you know, kind of didn't want him to harm or anything. And then back here is, you can see the one in the back is a Humboldt Dream, which is like a blue dream.
She's praying for sure.
Yeah, I've been really happy. I grow in living soil. I do blue mats. So you can see I've got the rings. I always chop and drop. Like whenever I cut leaves off, I just either juice them or I put them in the pot, get some extra carbon, and never had a problem. And then I just have this reservoir that I fill, you know, a couple times a week, and it's pretty much hands off, which I like. And
So how long did you veg that to get that big in living soil?
I mean, it was about 2.5 months. I had to go away a couple times on family emergencies, and you know, didn't want to flip to flower before I was back. So when I came back, yeah, I didn't expect that stretch. They were about here when I flipped, so they've grown about 2 feet.
So did you do the auto flower during the veg stage?
During the veg, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was actually amazed. I mean, I had a really hot soil. I started it for about the first 2 weeks in a regular pot. And then once I transplanted it, it was just so happy. It was actually a 65-day strain that went 100 days. It was just kept.
They seem to underestimate those age.
Yeah. It's 65 days from I don't know when, but it's definitely not the whole cycle.
65 days from before the amber triangle.
65 days the flowering cycle. Maybe that's what.
But everything's super happy. I've been, you know, I do the builder soil. It's like a take and bake mix. You know, it's ready to go, and then I amend it between cycles with the craft blend, and then now I've actually just started using this Bokashi earthwork stuff. the humate fertilizers, and my plants are they're so
We've
happy.
met the guy from Bokashi. He's a nice guy.
Bokashi
Yeah.
Pro, is that what you're using?
Bokashi Earthworks. It's a guy out of Oklahoma who makes like humate.
Okay,
Yeah.
different guy.
Bokashi is a type of
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bokashi Pro Grow is the name of the brand that
Got
we
you.
know. Yeah, but there's
But-
different types of Bokashi out there.
yeah. But everything's really happy. I've got no deficiencies. I just like keep it simple. You know, water,
Right.
feed a couple times every month, and then
What's that 4x4 tent? Is that what it is?
it's a 5x5.
5x5. Okay, yeah. So you're
Yeah.
gonna get close to a pound a bud.
I hope so.
Not
I don't know. I have way too much, but it's a good problem to have, and just give it away.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's
Excellent.
nice to share, and
Sure. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm pretty happy. And I might add another tent for veg. I don't know. I've got like quite a big basement, so
Oh wow.
just
Yeah. Why
try and
not?
keep it in the corner for
Why
my
a
wife.
tent? Just drywall in a full roof.
I think I'd get divorced if that happened.
All right. Well, we don't want
Yeah.
that, but yeah, thank you very much, Nicholas.
No, and yeah, I love your product. I mean, it's it really works. It's like it's crazy. I mean, I hope to start a little earlier. And thanks again for the pots. By the way, I won your competition a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
so
awesome.
that's I want to put these in the veg tent.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Excellent.
Yeah. So thanks so much. I'm excited to try them.
Yeah, no, for
That is
sure.
very exciting. All right, Nicholas, we're going to go
Yeah.
to Barb, but thank you again for coming on.
Yeah,
and
thanks so much for
showing
having
off
me.
your winnings.
Yeah, thank you. It's gonna be fun.
Cheers.
Alrighty.
Have a good one.
All right, barbed wire with another update. I'm excited for this because it's been a little while.
It has. I am
since-
very excited
Yeah,
about this.
so let's bring on.
Hello. There you are.
Hello. I know I'm always running around somewhere, but my plants have gotten pretty big. So I hope you can see me. I'm going to move around.
Yeah. No, they're looking great. It's good to see you, barbed wire. It's been a while.
Those are huge.
Okay. So I rearranged my design because the one was getting too much shade from the garage. So I'll do the order. So this was my very first one. This was the mystery. You can see they're all bloom. They're in bud.
Oh yeah. It looks like they just finished the stretch stage.
It's always fun, the mystery
Yep.
plants. You finally get to consume.
Yeah.
and figure out.
I
what
can't
the-
wait.
Yeah.
So that's her. This is the Blue Dream Fast.
She looks beautiful.
Wow.
So,
Yeah,
but
So
I
wild.
am
Yeah.
like over Newton her. I don't know if you can see some of the leaves. They have brown specks.
Oh,
Okay.
like small brown spots, you mean, at the edges?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, maybe it means you can dial back it just a little bit for a few feeds, and then you'll use it again. It doesn't look like the plant is suffering too much. It looks pretty healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a bit purple, or is it just my impression?
Is it what?
A little bit purple.
It's a little bit hard to see on your camera.
No, it's not purple. It's
It's just dark. Okay,
Oh,
that's
it's,
better.
it's a
Like-
very dark. It's a very dark green.
Yeah.
That's why I know I'm overdoing her. She's super
No.
super dark.
But the defoliation is good because you gave it a lot of space between those buds, so at least there's airflow there. That's
Everybody in the chat.
Yeah, you think that's okay?
yeah.
Here's-
Yeah, no, I
here's
think
a
you're
little-
doing good. You don't have to remove much more because those ones are not like blocking things. So I think it looks pretty
Okay.
good.
EE says that you're gonna need your 8 jars just for the Blue Dream.
That's right.
I used them for my 2 ounces. I think I had 4 ounces. Two plants. Each plant only had 2 ounces. That's all
Mad
I've
Dog
ever
wants
grown
to know which
out of my
one
past 2
was,
grows.
Mad Dog wants to know which one was the one that was re-vegged. Is that the darker one that you were just showing us?
This is the one right here.
Yeah.
Yep,
No,
the Blue Dream.
Right on.
The Blue
question,
Dream.
Mad Dog.
And
Thanks
I
for that.
also took a clone off of it and I stuck it in the ground and it grew and I gave it to my boyfriend. So his
way.
is now in bud too. It's
I want to
budding.
see that thing because that's quite the stress
Oh, okay.
you're putting through. If you
Yeah.
have it still, it'd be cool to see.
You know what
Yeah,
would be
yeah, it's
cool
at his
to do is,
house.
like, you should start a
Yeah.
plant one time, maybe in like February, and then take a clone from
Uh-huh.
it, and then take a clone from the clone, take a clone from the clone, and then they'll all flower at the same time outdoors.
Yeah.
So you end up with this massive
Yeah.
plant that you started with, one that's slightly bigger, smaller and smaller and smaller, and then you have your tiniest one, which is the
It's
last
like
clone you took.
the Russian doll.
Exactly. Yeah,
Well,
like
yeah, you're right, H, because I bought 5 clones
yeah.
and they were small and they're all in bloom too. They're all budding. And they're little. So this is the
Right on.
Granddaddy Purple. So you can see.
Yeah. Those buds just sat too, so now they're gonna start thickening up.
Here we'll go on this side.
Yeah, they're praying, they're happy.
Oh, we got another dog.
So that's that. They are taking not so much the fast, but the sour diesel. Here's the sour diesel.
Oh wow.
This is the sour diesel. So
Sour diesel is my favorite strain for a long time. I haven't consumed sour diesel in a long time.
she's doing great.
Oh yeah. No, those big colas coming out at the top. And when was the last time that you did your default on that one?
More than a week ago. You think I should get in here?
It's
Yeah, I
still
should
good.
take it out. Oh, it's got
More
some
than
yellow
bottom.
leaves down there.
Let's see. What is it looking like more from the bottom part?
Down here?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can remove some of the lower leaves.
This
maybe just
is the
one
very
layer.
bottom. This
Yeah.
is the middle shelf.
Yeah, right on.
That's the middle.
Yeah, so maybe you can clear out a little bit of those older leaves in the middle. Those are the ones that you risk because now it starts getting a little colder at night, and then that's when you have the risk of
Okay.
powdery mildew and so on. So you don't have to remove a lot, but
Okay.
just kind of like whenever I'm growing outdoors, I like to every day just remove a few leaves. It's almost like as if a caterpillar came and ate a few leaves every day off your plant. You know what I mean? So it's not
Okay.
that bad. And that way, especially the weaker leaves, the ones that have deficiencies, they are usually more vulnerable to pests. So you want to clear those out, especially because you have a lot. If you didn't and your plant was suffering, then you want to leave as many leaves as possible. But because you got plenty of them,
Yeah.
you don't have to do a heavy default from now on, but just a little bit here and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now
but no,
these are
they're,
my last. These are my last 3. They really are. It's in the cup. Tangy. They're all in
Okay.
bloom. These were the clones that I bought.
Okay.
I forget what this one was. I don't want to waste your time looking at each name. But I think this one was GMO. And this one's looking good. Look at this.
Beautiful.
It's going to be nice.
You're gonna have lots of trimming to do.
Now, I should get rid of a lot of this, right? All this under here?
Yeah.
Get rid of all that?
Help you.
Okay.
Sure. Those bigger, older
Okay.
leaves, you can
Yeah.
definitely remove them. But I think it's good because at least you're not going to be harvesting all your plants at once because they'll give you a little break
Mhm.
between one and the other, you know?
Right. So that's what I got going on. This is a clone I'm trying down there.
Oh, yeah.
The sour diesel clone I shoved in. So,
Yeah. See
but
what
it does
happens.
look like maybe it'll re-veg. It does have like a little bud. I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you think that matters?
as much light as it needs.
Yeah, it might need a little more light.
Because here's
but-
another one that I tried doing,
Okay.
but it looks like it's. Can you see it?
Yeah. Right on.
That's another sour diesel. I don't know. When I chopped them off, I'm like, well, let's stick them in. If they grow, they grow.
Yeah.
I found out I can grow 12 plants in New York.
No.
I'm like, no way. I thought it was only 4.
No license or anything.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
so I'm planning my strategy for next year.
Yeah, excellent.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate all your help all the time.
Really appreciate you showing those off. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right, we have one more person in the back here, and if you want to do what Barb and Nicholas just did, please copy the link that's on the screen. I'm going to put it into the chat one more time so that you can easily copy and paste it. But yeah, feel free to jump on as long as you're not doing anything crazy. We'll check out your plants, and H can help you out with something.
That's right.
If something's going wrong, I can make a joke or something. I don't know.
Or you can just show off.
Yeah, or you can just show off. So last but not least for now is Fireman Sam, who was on, I think, a few weeks ago. And yeah, welcome to the show, sir.
All right, now.
So
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You got harvest coming up.
You can hear me this time.
You got your harvest coming up soon?
Yeah, literally, I'm about to harvest on Tuesday, this lot here.
Wow.
And literally going to do chop at the bottom and hang them upside down.
Can we get a
And take
close
all
up
the
of
fan
those?
leaves off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're looking great.
Had some issues with some heat, hence the foxtailing.
Yeah. Do you do extraction, or are you more of a flower saver?
Pardon?
Do you do extraction to make like rosins or extracts or anything, or you grow
No, literally, I will be chopping all the lowers off and freezing them for extracts, but the tops are literally just smoke.
Gotcha.
Nice. Yeah, it's looking great. Those tops are massive. And the foxtailing, it's but like depending on the strain, you might get some.
And we got our little veg area at the moment.
Oh, nice.
I'm just about to do a 12 seed pheno hunt of strawberry marker and double rainbow by Holy Smoke Seeds.
Holy smoke seeds.
Right on.
Which they're a British breeder. And the other ones I'm growing, which are Blood Diamonds and Sour Cunts, which the mothers are over here, and some auto flowers that I'm doing.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Which one of them's in a little 10 centimeter pot, and she is doing really well.
Yeah, I mean, if we've learned anything from the GGC stuff so far, is that they can survive as long as they're getting fed in small containers.
That's right. How
In
often
this one here, I had to bend the stem over, if I can get in. I've had to bend her over a few times because she just wanted to stretch up to the light and just keep stretching. And I didn't want her to stretch out too much.
So you did that mid-flower, that knuckle?
Yeah, mid-flower, I done the knuckles and that. And fingers crossed, she hasn't actually hermied at all.
Yeah. How
Which
often
they're
are you
royal
watering
queen
the
seeds.
right there?
The one on the far right is actually been wicked.
Oh, okay.
And literally the water just sits in the bottom of the tray and then wicks it up. I feed her probably maybe once to twice a week, but the rest of it is just pure water.
Right.
Because of the auto flowers, they don't take as much feed, do they?
Well, in the beginning of flower, they do, and then
Yeah.
start slowing down and slowly tapering off.
And then I've got a regular as well that I've been putting in my little tent to sex out and going to flower out now in the little 2.6, I think she is, by 1 meter tall.
Right on.
So she's only a little tiny tent.
What strain is that?
That is actually a Hellraiser OG stroke OG Kush crossed then over to Rainbow Belts, which that was, I think, Breeders' Cup Pheno. And now I'm just basically testing out the seeds, and that is the only female, unfortunately, I got out of the 6-pack of regular seeds.
Yeah, that's tough. I've had some bad luck with regulars. I just stick to the femmes.
Yes, that's why I'm now just sticking to the femmes and not mucking around with the regular timber again.
Well, that's the thing, right?
But-
You spend so much time and effort on a plant, and then it turns out to be male, and you can't use it. It's like
It's only so much fun killing males. Like the first few times is
Yeah.
fun, and then
Yeah, I killed them, and I wasn't impressed when I was knocking them down. I was a bit furious at the time because
yeah,
I was.
at least it's a bit
CrossFit.
therapeutic. You can. Take
Yeah, that's what I mean. I thought I was going to get at least 2 females out of it at least, and only getting 1 female, I was not impressed.
Yeah.
And how many plants do you have in this tent right now? Let's see.
This tent here is only 3 plants in it.
Okay, let's see the stock structures on them. Like
Sorry,
down
just
at the
the
bottom,
base,
like the
below.
the base, the
Pardon?
stocks,
The base stock, like go all
Oh,
the way
what,
to
the lowers? Oh, where I've had the under canopy light on
Oh,
and
right.
that, the lowers, they're actually really turned out quite nice.
Right on. So there's buds everywhere.
Yeah.
That's why I thought I would actually turn off the light so you guys could actually properly see, but
Yeah.
it's a bit hard. It's a bit full underneath now because it's just buds everywhere.
So you're liking the results from the underlight?
Yes, I like the results, but not the chaos of when you have to strip it. That is not the fun bit of trying to get in there with your arms and having to take all the fan leaves out and stuff wasn't fun.
Oh,
So I
right.
won't be running it ever again. I'll be literally not strip the lowers, lollipop it like normal,
Yeah.
and not do all the lower stuff again.
JJ from Athena was excited about the experimenting with these under canopy lights.
Yeah.
He said he's pretty excited to see what.
Well, I
Yeah, I
want
mean,
to say,
like-
last time I pulled out of this tent was around about 550 grams.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I want to see what I can pull out now,
Yeah. Yeah.
which that's powered now under a AC Infinity Evo 8,
Excellent. And that's what, a 5x5 tent?
4x4.
4x4. Nice.
All right.
It
Well, you
just
heard
fits
AC
in.
Infinity. We need the under canopy lights. Let's go.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying a different bar style, Mammoth. Their lighting, Mammoth lighting over in America, I think it is,
Okay.
and try out their under canopy lighting now, because that was just a cheap Mars Hydro SP150 that I took out my greenhouse
Very
that I
good.
used as an under canopy light.
I think Scrogger did Scrog School 2 or Scrog School 1. He had an under canopy lighting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it develops those lower buds a little bit better and maybe matures them faster.
Yeah, it does mature them a lot better than what it did when you didn't actually run it.
Right on. Yeah, I think that's the biggest purpose of them. Because right now, for example, the plants we showed earlier, one of them, it's very mature at the top. All those pistils are browned, and looking at the trichomes, they're starting to ember already. But the lower ones are still not ready.
Hence why these are all like ripening up, but the lowers still ain't ripening enough. I think it needs more power at the bottom,
Right.
and that's why I was saying I was going to try some more lighting, as in even more lighting underneath, and try bars each side of the pots. So you've got one in the middle, one each side of the tent, then so you've got the 3 in there underneath, and then run a 300 watts underneath.
Right on. No, excellent. Good stuff. Well, thanks for joining us today and showing us your plan to enjoy the harvest. It's going to be a bountiful one.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lovely harvest, this one.
That's all right.
But
All
thank
right,
you very
well,
much.
you have a great weekend. We have one more regular guest.
That's
I think
right.
we can call him
Looking
now.
forward to it.
We have Hazy Susan Scrogger. So
All
Scrog
right.
Nation just mentioned, and Scrog Nation now in the house. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
We're
What's
just
happening?
Here's the
Now,
update.
that's good.
I'm at about day 12, 13 of flower on my GGC cup. So,
Right on.
been trying to keep everything nice and even on the canopy of this one, at least.
Yeah, right on.
And then my other 2 ladies are really just exploded. They have gone crazy.
I love where we can see the bud clips
Yeah.
elbows. It's like a very distinctive curve. Like I know when it's a bud clip versus
That's
one
right.
of the
Oh, yeah.
competitors, you know?
Right there.
Oh, they're very
And there.
excellent. Yeah, I know that plant's looking great. So, what week of flower are you now?
This is end of the second week almost. I'm like day 13 since I flipped it.
Okay, you're
So.
progressing quickly then.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, they are flowering super hard, it seems like.
Yeah, no,
Not
that's
bad,
awesome.
though.
There's something weird. with the
Yeah,
sound, I
there's
think.
something coming through your
Oh,
mic.
no.
It sounds like an alien or something.
yeah,
It's like just randomly popping in. I don't know if you want to check it out a little
Okay.
bit later, but other than that, you sound great. So,
Excellent.
It's not too bad, but
But
yeah,
no, just wanted to hop on, show this little girl off. It's not bad.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's looking great.
Barb
And-
says your system's amazing. So Yeah.
Appreciate it.
we
I did
need
have to
the,
raise this one up to catch up with the others.
How often are you feeding now?
Still on the 4 hours. So lights on
Okay.
in 4 hours. I'm going to change it to 3, I think, here in the next couple days. Every 3 hours, give it a couple of little shots. And then lights off, I give it once every 3 or 4 hours, it seems like, just a little dribble. Just to keep
Excellent.
them happy.
Good stuff. Well, yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for showing the progress. We look forward to seeing how it flowers out. Your Global Grow Cup plant. It's gonna
Yeah.
still get
Fingers
some
crossed.
exciting,
Fingers.
the exciting updates, right? When
Yeah.
the flowers start
Oh, yeah.
coming in. So,
For
alrighty.
sure.
Well, thank you very much. Hopefully that sound issue is not going to cost you too much. Hopefully it's just a random glitch.
Yeah. But thanks for showing your
And
plants.
thanks for coming on.
And have a good weekend. Thanks so much,
Yeah.
guys, for joining. It's already almost a.
We're getting close to an hour, so let's jump to the giveaway portion.
Yeah, let's do
give
that.
away a $25 gift card for the Bud Trainer store online at budtrainer.com. Budtrainer.com is also a fantastic place for new intermediate growers to learn how H and I grow our own plants using the Bud Trainer method. But it also walks you through everything from the basics to planting your seed, all the way to harvesting, curing, and drying. Those of you who are experienced know that you can get to the point where you're chopping your plants and still screw it up pretty bad if you're not drying and curing properly. So don't sleep on it. If you've done well to that point, make sure you finish strong as well. So
That's right. There's nothing worse than doing an entire good grow and then finishing off with a very bad grow. My worst one was one that I actually got to harvest, a really big plant, and then I froze it right away because I wanted to extract it into hash. And then I don't know what happened with the hash extraction, got lots of bubbles and everything looked great. But I don't know if the bag was plugged or what I did wrong, but ended up getting a meek, maybe 5 grams of hash, and everything was lost. So it ended up going all the way through with it. Beautiful plant. Could have just kept the buds and dried them, but I didn't. And yeah, that happened. That was a sad one.
even the vets make mistakes. Some guys stay vigilant.
Oh yeah.
Let's do hashtag flower because we are officially into flower for the GGC and outdoors for sure. Steve grows weed. Great question, my friend. You just got to type in hashtag flower into either the YouTube or the Facebook comments. It will not work on Instagram, which is why we've got that pinned comment on Instagram to come on over to YouTube. So you haven't missed the draw yet. Thanks for jumping on over. Put hashtag flower in like I see a bunch of friends doing already. And we'll get you in for that
Excellent.
$25 gift card drop.
That's it, guys. Again, like Curt said, if you're on Instagram, jump on over to Facebook or YouTube, hashtag flower on the comments, and it will pick it up. We already have 25 entries, so it's going quickly. Let's see if we get to 30. And this will be for $25 at our store, guys. So you can go on budtrainer.com and see what it gets you. And if you want more, you can just complement that with the purchase. And if not, we can just let us know, and Curt will just ship you out the $25.
Yeah, if you know what you
products.
want already, I think you could get like a pack of bud cups and maybe some huggers or a pack of clips and huggers.
That's right.
Our smallest big bud bundle is $25.99. So if you get the gift card pretty much just I think it's free shipping on that, so you pay like $2, and you can just order a big bud bundle with the 3 gallons. It comes with 4 of the 3-gallon pots, bud huggers, and some bud clips.
And it's changing now. We're putting the bud
new
cups
bundles.
on it. Yeah, starting next week, the bud cups are going to be part of the bundles as well. That's right.
Yeah, so we're expanding the product line. That's exciting. I hope that we continue to do that. I hope you guys are enjoying the products we have out now, and we love the support. We appreciate you guys coming here. We appreciate the likes, the shares, the comments, the follows, the just telling your bro who grows about us verbally.
That's right.
Which I guess we don't talk enough about because, that's showing off your friends your plants. They're like, I want to grow too. Just send them our way. We'll help them get up to speed. And, we've had a few examples of growers in this group helping each other out. Spanish Dre.
That's right.
With his wife, Mike 420 Things with his wife. And so we're at 35 guys for #flower. Give you about 1 more minute to get that out. And then what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend I am doing some flooring. Just we have some flooring that we're redoing, and it's going to be probably most of my time. How about you?
Yeah. I'm still rocking the college football. I won my first national championship last week against the boys. Reigning champ of the NCAA world in my little 4-man, all-mine, childish game. So
there we go.
Anyways, 35 people in the draw. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Who is going to be the winner today?
Congratulations to MN Grow. I would imagine you're in Minnesota, which is one of the newer states to legalize, right?
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Definitely need some more Bud Trainer products in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And we'll be sending you either $25 or $25 worth of products to you. Please just, let's fucking go. He's right here too. Thanks for sticking around to the end as well.
Yeah.
So congrats, MN Grow. Just email hello@budtrainer.com with a screenshot showing that you're the account owner. And then send us your shipping address and the products you want, or just your email address will do for the gift card.
That's it. Yeah. Thanks for showing up, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next Friday here. And next Friday, we actually have another transplant to do. We'll have a look at Global Grow Cup plant and the other flowering ones as well. Plus, we'll have some fun by looking at everybody else's plants.
Yeah. So congrats, and we will see you later.
That's right.